So when I first got to China, there's something that my really good friend told me. He said that Chinese have a way of doing things, and if you want to stay afloat, you're gonna have to kind of put away your mindset, and you're gonna have to hop about some of the things that they do and how they do certain things. And what did I say to that? I said, "You get out of here with that." But then 3 to 4 years still in China, 4 years later, I'm kind of seeing his point. So this is a video I've been trying to make for a while now. And I want to talk about what you can do to make your boss actually trust you. And this can have a whole lot of implications on your job. So for instance, your boss trusting you means you get a whole lot of room for operation. Well, that also means there are certain benefits that you can get. There are certain weights that can be placed on other people that might not be placed on you. There are other things in terms of you being the first choice when it comes to a lot of things. Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk about basic things like competencies, I'm not going to talk about those because I feel those, we all know about those, and those obviously are a fundamental requirement even for being in the particular role. But what I am going to talk about is two things, just two things, that when you do these things, I think when you take note of these things, you'll land yourself in a good spot. Now let's get this straight. I'm not making a video talking about how to trust your boss, because fundamentally every employee, if you're on the payroll, if you're in the job, it's all about finances. You need to be profitable to your boss. The moment that goes out the window, so do you. And so that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about how you can put yourself in a state where your boss actually can count on you. So let's get right into this video. And the first thing I'm actually going to talk about, and I feel this is the most important one, and a whole lot of leaders and bosses actually look out for this one, which is that you need to have a positive tone. So when I talk about having a positive tone, I'm not talking about you kissing your bosses. And what I mean by that is putting yourself in a state where your boss knows and thinks that you have the company or the business's best interest at heart. And you can do that, I think, in two ways. So a lot of times people don't object or say no because they just want to say no, or they just don't want to do stuff. A lot of times, one out of two reasons is that they feel the decision does not affect them positively, in which case you're going to have to come up with ideas that benefit both sides. In other words, you're going to have to think about something that does not only benefit you, but benefits your boss. You're going to have to think about a win-win situation, because think about it this way. Your boss just suggested something which you feel is good for him, but not good for you. Now, if you just say no, it's good for you, but not good for your boss. So the only way there's going to be continuity of what has to be done is if there's something which is kind of like a middle ground here. So since your boss already has his idea, now it's your turn to actually think and come up very fast with something. This could let you off the hook. Now, the other reason why people actually object and say no is because for some reason they already feel or think that this whole thing that the boss is suggesting could be done in a better way. Now, if that is you, then you're going to have to find a way to let your boss know about that without him feeling that you are just throwing out his idea. So what you can do is you can say, oh, that's a really good idea, boss, but I think also this and that for this particular reason could be helpful in this way. Now, the second reason, it seems so simple, but it also is yet so powerful. We're going to just use a simple idea behind the demographics of a company, of employees, of people, of certain. It's just something that applies to a lot of instances. So, for instance, when you look at your classroom, you're going to have 20% in the top, you're going to have 70 in the middle, and 10 behind. It is the same for employees. 20% absolutely outstanding. They are marvelous. There's middle 70%, and then there's the bottom 10%. Bottom 10%, they disagree about everything. That's really not a place you want to be as an employee. Middle 70, it's great, but they are there. I don't give ideas, but I follow whatever you do. If you say something, let's go here, I'll go with you. But I'm not gonna wake up thinking about what to do next. The boss cannot count on such people for great ideas. But there's the 20% at the top who he will go to for ideas, for inputs. He will give those people creative freedom. He will give them the liberty to do a whole lot more. And they are the people that means you have to become someone who comes up with ideas, who thinks positive about the business, who wants to do things to help. You're going to have to actually become more someone who learns and becomes active for the sake of your institution. So, these are the two things I feel you can do at your workplace that could actually be really great and helpful, and your boss can count on you. Number one, have a positive tone. Keep the no's to a minimum. Number two, you need to be in the right spot, in the right group of people. Thank you for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one.